Ah, hi everyone. Well, Transport Fever 3. It's finally been announced for a year, yet to have a date. I'd love to hear everyone's speculation on when they think, what month next year do you think it hits? I'm going to hazard a guess, summer US time next year. I'm going to go with like now to July next year. Around this time. Big summer release. Although you'd probably want to be careful of releasing around GTA 6. I think any developers would want to be careful about releasing around GTA 6, regardless if it's in your genre or not. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on when you think, what month it will release. Right. Now, we're going to go through Transport Fever 3 video today. Then we'll sort of nitpick at it. Just be aware that everything you see with Transport Fever 3 at the moment is like rendered. It is video adaptation. It isn't like in-game footage. I don't know what aspects of it are, but it looks, and it even has a footnote there saying that it's like it's not in-game footage. So just be aware of that. Everything you see is obviously subject to change or look a little different, or maybe not be as vibrant, but we don't know yet on that aspect. So a lot of that to have a look at. Hello Ohio Bryce, hello Amy, hello Big Egg, and Zero Hammond. I saw that little comment, it made me giggle. I almost snorted my coffee out my nostril because I could picture you saying it. And hello Lurkers here as well. I'm sure we'll get other people come in a bit later. I'm starting 2 hours earlier than I normally do because I wanted to have the opportunity for more people to be able to make it to the live screen. I want today's sort of news and stuff that we bring here because look, it's been a few days since the announcement, so no doubt a lot of you have poured over the information and news and stuff that's out there. There's probably not going to be a lot that I can bring to you that you don't already know, but for the sake of people that may not know of much or something, or are going to watch this in the future, they may pick up little tidbits here and there, and that's what we can do. The other good thing about doing it in a live stream is I want to talk to you guys about it. I want to hear your guys' thoughts about it, what maybe you're speculating, have a bit of fun that way as we break things down and have a bit of a look at it. And obviously I have a small press release here, but I don't think it's going to tell us much more than what we already know, except confirm just confirm a couple of things that I wanted to make sure we confirmed. But I have a lot of speculation about things as well too, so we'll have a bit of a look at that. And I've got like lots of thoughts and stuff. Also, I will. You're going to say later fall, Ohio Bros. Later fall next year. Yeah, probably the later the better. I mean, we've waited long enough, right? We don't need them to rush it. We just want a good product. Train of thought, Ham. Lots of notes. I've got my little notepad thingy here to go. Oh, I've just lost all the little leaflet things out of it. Got a notepad here to go through some stuff, and windows open, ready to go to show some artwork about some of the biomes and stuff that we're going to see. Once again, it is key artwork. It's not in-game footage, so just be aware of that. But it is key artwork, which I think will be similar or true to form of what the game's going to be. But I just want to put that caveat out there, and that, you know, expectation that people might have. It is only early days. It is only the release, they've given us a release time and date and stuff. But right, as the train rides, we'll just ride this train around while we do stuff, hey? Let's go to the live screen. Now that I've done all that, have a sip of my coffee. I'm sure more people will come later. For those that are on YouTube that might prefer Twitch, we are on Twitch as well, and vice versa. On the home screen of my YouTube, you can see the links there, or on Twitch, you can see the links to YouTube as well. I think normally Dan and BC are here to help moderate and throw the links up, but they're not here, so it's probably a bit early for them. But anyway, let's think we just get into it, hey? I think we just get into it. I think we watch the trailer that we've probably watched so many times, and then we'll pause and have a bit of a discussion about it. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. So this is why I'm doing it in a live stream and not making a video. There'll be plenty of videos that people will make 18, 10-minute videos on their opinions and reading out all the information. But I thought this would be better as a bit of a discussion. All right. But yes, definitely let me know when you guys I love that person. You've got the little person with the pencil. Emote, big egg. Yep. Notes. Let's, firstly, I will also let you guys know that there is a beta sign up for it. And in the beta sign up, it does have some interesting questions. So what I'll actually go ahead and do now is I will put the link to that beta sign up if I can find it here. I'll add that link down below. I meant to do that, but I just ran out of time. I think it's this page. Yeah, here we go. I can go Control C. I'll add that link into the YouTube description down below. Just give me 1 second and I'll save that. How is everyone today? All right, link to beta sign up. Right, I've just saved that down below, so if you want to be able to get that link, you're going to have to refresh your YouTube for it to pop back up. Zero says, we've known a new game was coming. A dev confirmed we were getting something announced by something around June 25. Where did you... Is this like... I heard from a friend of mine who spoke to their cousin's second removed friend that this person said that it was coming around this time. Is that kind of speculation, Zero? Like, where are you getting this from? Hello, Galarak, how are you? Where are you getting this from? I want to know. I need to know, Zero. I need to know a source of information so we can find it out. June 25? That's probably when I was thinking. Probably summer. But I think they'd have to be careful of GTA 6. Not because of players. I don't think a lot of Transport Fever 3 players might not play GTA 6. But the point is, GTA 6 is such a global conglomerate of a game that it will engulf Transport Fever 3 release and publicity and all that sort of stuff. That's all. That's the only reason I'm worried about that. Like, hopefully they don't release it around the same time, so it just lets the dust settle a bit. Galarak, you're a bit tired. Long day, many miles, much knackered, mate. Grab yourself a brew, sit back, relax, and let's go through some stuff here. Amy says June 25 is in less than 2 weeks. Yeah, well, it's May 23rd now. Zero, do you mean the announcement for the game coming out next year? Is that what you meant? Is that what you meant? Have I misinterpreted what you were saying, buddy? Back in the holiday post when they said the announcement of that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that announcement. Yeah, we all knew that something was coming. Yeah. Yeah, I've been talking to Stephen about that as well. We were speculating. Stephen and I had a little speculation. The thing about Steve, I really hope Stephen Spry does a news video, and this is a shout out to Stephen. Stephen, I really hope you do a take on this yourself, purely because Stephen's quite knowledgeable, quite informative about the game and about all aspects of Transport Fever. So I'd love to hear his thoughts on it. The trouble with, I wanted to try and organise Stephen a podcasty kind of situation with him. The trouble is his distance and his networking that he's got for his internet. And the trouble is I start really early compared to him as well, so it makes it a bit harder for us. But I'd love to sit down and have a chat to Stephen with everyone as well. It'd be fantastic. I don't know how we'd make that work, though. It's one problem we've always kind of run into. But Stephen, if you're watching this, we'd love to hear your thoughts on the game as well, mate. Anyway. Right. let's go over and have a look at the trailer, shall we? What I'm going to do, I'm going to pause the train behind us here as we pull under the tracks. Pause. Okay, and then I'm going to bring up the trailer. So we'll watch the trailer together. Get rid of this. That. Bring up this. Bring up that. I've got so many windows open with information and news, and I got my little press thing here as well. Okay. Pause. The cool thing, and the scary thing that I think we should celebrate is the fact that it's coming to PC on Steam and Epic, to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S. It comes with a bit of a... Typically when games all release like that at once, there's a little bit of a worry. But I hope they can nail it. Zero says something else of note. Urban is releasing this on their own. Yes, that's right. They've become big enough. They can publish their own game for once. They don't need Good Shepherd anymore. Shepherd, who have helped publish previous games, have no... Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right, Zero. Yep. That's a good pickup. They are absolutely doing it themselves. Galaric, 5 weeks minus 1 day. Oh, June 25 in 2025. Oh, Amy, I see what you've done there. The 5th of the 20... Oh, no, that's not right. I was going to... No. Well, maybe it's got to be the 6th of the 26th, 2026. That's my prediction. That's my prediction. The 26th of June, 2026. All the sixes. Right, let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this trailer. We've all watched it, but we're going to watch it again anyway. And then we'll have a little pause and discussion about things. We'll just have a look at a few things. A month after GTA. Yeah, I know, right? What's to say? What do you reckon GTA doesn't get pushed back again? I reckon GTA gets pushed back again. GTA 6 on the 26th. GTA 6 on the 6th of the 6th, 26. Amy, you haven't watched this? So what we'll do is... I'm going to play this video. I'm not going to talk. I'm going to zip it. I'm going to lip it. I might even put myself in the box. Ham's going in the box. I'm putting myself in the box, okay? Yeah, well, that's the big question, Zero. That's what I'm saying. What comes first, Transport Fever 3 or GTA 6? You wouldn't... I would assume there are developers out there now with a game coming out in 2026 scrambling to push their dates as far away from GTA 6 as possible. As a developer, it doesn't matter what kind of genre game you have, you would just be going, I do not want to release around that because A, no one's going to see our game coming, and B, no one's going to buy our game because they're going to be playing GTA 6. Watch them release the same day. I have a feeling they wouldn't be that stupid. Ohio says, I'm not sure you can video and be silent. Are you saying that I like to talk? I will zip it and lip it for this. Amy, don't encourage him. Okay. All right, let's watch this, and then we'll pause and have a look at a couple of things, and we can all speculate, we can all confirm, and we can all have a chat about what we think, what we hope, and what we pray is coming. Right, I'll bring it up later. I need to bring you up the screen though. Here we go. All right, this is for you, Ohio bros.
Transport is at the heart of human civilization. From the early days of transportation to the latest wonders of technology. Starting out is simple.
I haven't.
But there is no limit to complexity. No matter where,
There's that Kenworth. I can't not talk.
no matter the challenge, efficiency brings success. And progress never ends. Are you ready to connect the world? Transport Fever 3.
Add it to your wish list now. Right. Brilliant. I did it. Yes, you made me talk. Galarak's funny comment was, talk all you want, Ham. We have volume control. That was the catalyst for me going, yeah, you're right. You can sort my volume out if you don't want to hear me. Right. That was the trailer. All right. We all know that. For those that haven't watched it, that was the trailer. Let's go back to the start here. Right. Now, let's preface this by saying, firstly, not in-game footage, right? Not in-game footage. Now, I don't know if that relates to the whole video. I assume it does because it all looks very cinematic and all very pretty. We'll get to looking at some of this shortly, and having a look at the key features that are coming to the game, which super excited about. I have a feeling that, like many other good developers and games that have iterations and so forth, that they use their last big update on Transport Fever 2. Fix the bleps, thank you. Yes, everybody, make sure you stand up and stretch out those creamy hamstrings once in a while. Thanks for that, Johnny, and also hello, mate. How's that new laptop going? So, I have a feeling that the last massive update they did for Transport Fever 2 and the probably last one we'll get, major one, maybe we'll, I don't think we will, but I have a feeling that, like with the traffic AI, fixes to the laying of track, road, like just the way we actually build stuff now is actually features that are going to be obviously coming in Transport Fever 3 plus many more. But I have a feeling they were starting to test the waters and test how these things work, which is a really good thing to see. And we see that from developers like the guys at No Man's Sky, who did, don't ask. Oh, why? What happened, Johnny? They're doing it with No Man's Sky for Light No Fire, their game that they're releasing this year. So I happen to really like that. It means they care, and they're trying to fix stuff. They're trying to look at that sort of stuff. So I want to. I'm looking at all this traffic management that they're showing off in these trailers, and yes, while it's in-game footage, they're showing a lot of traffic, a lot. So which is good to see. It also, I've seen people say, oh, very, very city skylines-esque trailer, which it is. If you look at the sprawling cities, it looks like they've got a lot more dynamic cities, towns, the way it spreads out. It's a little bit more like it lived in. Industries are larger, but let's have a look. We can already see here, pavements are extended. The highways, roads look more intricate. Yes, let's not forget it's in-game footage, so we don't know what is going to translate to actual gameplay. Also, loving this. Loving these over the pathways, if you've noticed that. You had to, Johnny, you had to reset it. Why did you have to reset it? Have you noticed that the train tracks over the pathways? That looks like a depot. That looks like an in-game train depot, by the way. Or is it a train? Is it a terminus station with a train depot? Or is it just a terminus? Maybe it's just a terminus. That's a terminus. But yeah, over the pathways like that. Freeways.
Transport is at the heart of
All the freeways we're seeing here. I mean, this is very city skylines, if you ask me. So whether or not this is going to be a thing, whether they've revamped and overhauled the freeways, motorways, roadway systems. All comes down to the fact that they've started updating those. Might be in-game footage. Not in-game footage. I am seeing a lot of what look like the asset buildings, and you can see them repeated. So these look like they could be rendered versions of the in-game buildings. Now this is all speculation, but we see a lot of double ups here. But the models look fantastic. Also, please tell me we're going to get dynamic sort of cars parked in and around buildings like this. I don't know if you can see here. I can't. Yeah, you can sort of see under me. Here, look. Cars parked in and around buildings, that sort of stuff. The footbridge, you missed the footbridge. Oh, yes. Zero. See, this is exactly why I like to live stream this stuff, for you guys to pick up and have your say as well. That's a great one, Zero. Because we can footbridge, but it has to be mods at the moment. Johnny says, be right back, got to drive home. No worries, mate. Have we missed anything else here? No, I don't think we have. Are we going to have... I don't know. There, the footbridge. I did miss that. Yeah, nice one. Anyway, I like the fact that they're all around the buildings look a little... They don't just look like a building bang done. Like there's actual footprints to them. Maybe. We'll see how that goes.
Human civilization.
And then obviously back into...
From the early days...
So we've got our biomes. We've seen that. We're going to have our... we're going to no doubt... Oh, by the way, I'll read you out the press stuff I've got shortly. But obviously we've got our biomes. But if you haven't seen, I put the link to the Steam page in the comment section down below. You can go and wishlist the game. But there is a mention of a what is it? Oh God, I was about to say subterranean. Arctic, was it Arctic or something? Subcontinent. We'll have a look at it later. Maybe a new biome.
Of transportation.
Older plane.
To the latest wonders of technology.
This bridge. Yeah, are we gonna get nice new bridges, better bridges? Oh, trams on, like, come on, Ham.
Of technology.
Pause there. Oh my gosh. Hopeless. I want to pause
to the latest wonders of technology.
See how the bridge, I don't know, see how it's just broken up properly? I know you could put trams on bridges, but see how it's actually broken up? Not in game footage, I know, but just something to be noted. Let's have a look at this. I'm doing horrible at the pausing here.
Of technology.
Fencing, yeah, the fencing. So the tram tracks were actually separated from the road. So I know that you can lay tram tracks on a bridge with the cars, but see how they were actually... You could actually divert them, and they were fenced off, their own specific fencing, with obviously footpathing as well, you know. The cities, look at the keyway systems around the waterways. Are we going to get proper keyway systems around waterways now? When you build on the waterways, are buildings going to build out keyways? I'd love to see something like that. That's probably more a want and a like from a detailing point of view that I would love to see. The ability to have that keyway system for large cities put out, and that sort of stuff. And there's a section when you get to the tropical map in here that I want to look at, because there's a funny beach section that I find hilarious. These ferries look great, and these large ships look good. There's also smaller boats over here. So we're obviously going to see a little bit more of the vessels.
Starting out is...
This looks like it's simple. I'll have a look at this shortly. Pause it here. Industries look a lot larger and more vibrant, obviously. Like this farm layout looks a lot better. The port looks modern. It looks better, doesn't it? And you know, Zero, you know I love my ports. Now, once again, really hard to tell, but if we're going to get textures on the ground that look anything close to this with the different ranges, please, can we have different grass, root crops, vegetables, wheat, everything textures, big farms, small farms. Yeah, hopefully different sizes, big and small. Well, hopefully Zero, hopefully dynamic in the fact, or hopefully we can add on to them. They might start off like just this square, and then as they expand and get bigger, they expand their fields. That's what I'm hoping. More, a bit more dynamicy. No, a bit more dynamic farm growth or industrial building growth, right? But yes, this is obviously rendered footage. But I mean, if the textures can end up looking something remotely close to this, it's going to be better than what we have now. Anyway, that's just sort of, that's a hope anyway. Since they should grow like the industry do. Yeah. So, yeah. Yes, they should grow like the industries do. Yeah. So as the industries require, so like how a farm works, right? So you might be shipping to a food process in the early days, and you might only require 200. Let's use Transport Fever 2 math here. A farm produces 400 wheat, and in the early days you might only use 200 of that. So the farm would be small. And as you start to build up, you need 300. It gets more. As you get 400 and max it out, it becomes the biggest it can be. That'd be kind of cool, but happy if a farm's this big from the get-go anyway. The other thing is, I wonder if the farms in the early days will look a lot different to the farm in the 2000s. Farms make 200. You know what I'm saying, Zero. Anyway, yeah. You know what I'm saying. Yeah, so we don't want farms in 1850 looking like this, right? Obviously we don't want our farms in the 1850s looking like something out of 2020.
But there is no limit.
Once again, look at this. Also, can we just have a look at see the roadway and how the ocean meets this this keyway system here. I know it's not in-game footage, but it's got to be close to what they want. These are all similar looking assets to what we've got in our oil industries, but you can see these keyway systems all the way around here. Yeah, which look quite good because they've just looked like they've got a rendered like slate rock wall thingy that goes in. That's a nice big ship. Look at that one.
To complexity.
Or that looks like an oil well over there. Does that look like an oil well? Up there? Modern oil refineries in 1850? Yeah. Yeah, you know what I mean? So you gotta hope that maybe, look at the textures on the ground here. Yeah, so oil well. But look how good the textures look. If the textures look this good in game, the level of detail you're going to be able to make in these games is going to go bananas. Okay, we're going for a tropical island look now. Up into the Atlantic. And then this. Oh boy. Offshore industries. Are we excited for that? Offshore industries confirmed. I've got a note here about it, which will play into a keynote that we'll find later in the Steam description and in the press release thingy, I think. So offshore, we'll have a look at this. I'm really excited for this. I'm really excited for the way that we transport people there to work via helicopter. Confirmed, yes, helicopters confirmed, and by boat. So getting people to and from work out there, getting products to and from out there.
No matter the challenge.
Bring it on. Zero says, also that looks like a fire on that isn't supposed to happen. Yeah, it is. Zero. That's exactly what happens on oil refineries out at sea. Yeah. No, that they do that. They have to burn. They have to burn like that to release pressure and that sort of stuff. Um, definitely they do that.
Efficiency.
Look at this traffic once again. We're looking at the traffic intricacies of the game. I mean, all speculation with you know, are the footpaths and everything going to be this vibrant? Are they going to have little stores on the side of the road? This is very city skylines too, all this stuff here. But look at the footpathing and everything. If we can get anything like that, it'll be amazing. The detail in the roads looks a lot better. Yeah, you think that change is just game render? I think it's all just. I think it's all. Oh, you think this is game rendered? This one? These look like Transport Fever cars, just generic cars. The buses, the trucks. Yeah, they're already. I've already seen this one here. This one here. I use this bus up here. I use this, and when I make a tram depot with a little tram workshop, I always use this bus as a tram that's like up on the blocks being worked on as a fake tram with its closed-in wheel arches. Yeah, it has. It has. Some things just never die.
Bring success.
This is good. Love this. I know Hushy will be loving the trams, the light rail. Hushy loves his light rail. This is good. The bus zones looks great. Tram stops in the middle of the roads, by the way. Tram stops in the middle of the roads.
And progress never.
Trains down the guts of the roads. Subway systems. Subways. Hey, hello, thank you. How good will that be? It's also one of those vehicles that got a model update. You're talking about the yellow bus. This looks great. This actually looks great. The edge of the tram screen at the top looks like a park. Up here.
And progress.
Oh, I went back. I just paused it just in time. There. Yeah, it's like a little urban park, isn't it? Which they haven't really done parks in Transport Fever ever.
And
yeah, does look like a park, 100%.
Progress never ends.
Footbridge again. Yeah, like you said. How good does that look? If the game looks anything remotely like this, it'll be amazing. Yep. I assume this is like some subway through the guts of town. This looks great. This looks like I could stare at this stuff and look at the detail so long. And then obviously, hopefully our towns and cities will grow. And I'm just going to take me out of the shot here for a second. But look at the different bridges we've got. So all these different bridges, right? We look like we've got an airport over on the water over here. We've got the industry over this side of the water sprawling out. Now, I don't know if this is like two towns. You know how you can sort of plonk a couple of towns together and they merge, but up the back here behind me, I'll move me down here again. Up the back here behind here, it looks like there's more city up over here, like out of town here, the big smoke here, and then you know, man, if towns and cities really get a lot bigger like that and expand in a more organic way, it'd be really good. There's a lot to break down in these, but you've got to just be careful with how much is artistic flair and how much is actually going to be in game. 0. Those are the metro liners we have, but in real life they were 2-car sets, usually multi. Oh yeah, yeah. You're talking about those ones going down the guts of town, like those subway ones. In previous games, they would change to make them work in game. So they're. I did you know who I actually noticed? Joe Train Gamer, who does a lot of modding for Transport Fever 2. He mentioned that there was a train in here that's actually a narrow gauge train.
Are you ready?
They're accurate being 2-car seats. This is probably a better view. Yeah, airport on the water over here. That's confirmed. It just looks... You got to just take it with a pinch of salt, though. You're right. You don't know how much of this is... It looks very Transport Fever, though. Just these look like very generic Transport Fever buildings. The industry over here. Big airport at that. Yeah, it looks good, doesn't it?
Connect the world.
Here's this yeah, see down here I'm not seeing that keyway system, but once again you just don't know, do you? The freeways, raised up freeways and stuff. Look their on-ramps and stuff. Look a little bit better. Their roadways look a little bit better. And then obviously the piece de resistance that everyone loves, the day-night cycle, is now in the game. I mean, how many people have been screaming out for that for years? So day-night cycle confirmed. There's something I want to go over because I don't know, but we're gonna have a look at it. And when you sign up for the beta, you'll see a questionnaire, a section in the question we're gonna have a look at now, and it allows you to reorder stuff. I haven't reordered it for the screenshot I took. I've already filled out the questionnaire, but then I went back and took a screenshot of this actual question that's in it. But yeah, so that's the trailer. I mean, that looks great at nighttime, by the way. Take it back just a little bit. Oh, come on, game. More curious how it works. Will it be like CS where it's every 30 minutes or so, which I would guess, and not every day? Do you mean that for the day-night cycle? I don't know. Yeah, you wouldn't want it every day, would you? Unless time is going to be set differently in this next version of the game, and they're going to slow down. Yeah, maybe it will be 0. You would have to do it like that, right? Otherwise, every day with a night cycle, you'd be like, oh my gosh, give me a break. Up, down, up, down. It'd have to be like CS2, right? Okay. Cool bananas. Let's go to the Steam page here and have a look at a couple of things first. Right? Release date 27. Make sure you go on wish list. Okay, so plan, build, optimize your own transport empire. Cool. Well, yep, that's what we do now. Transport Fever 3 puts you in control of designing and building the networks that connect cities, feed industries. Yeah, we've got all that. We know that. For those that have never played it before, like, it's pretty standard. So you can fuel the growth instead of guiding the fate of one city. Try your hand at tackling the demands of dozens of settlements, industries as they rely and world surrounding them. That's basically what we have now. Every delivery earns money. There is a difference though with Transport Fever 3 that they're telling us with the way delivery works now. So in Transport Fever 2 and previous iterations of Transport Fever and Train Fever, we basically, when you plan a line, except for upgrading the vehicles now and then, it was almost like a set and forget. And they'd be your money makers, right? Your bread makers. And you just let them go. And in the background, they just keep pumping your money. And you let the train look old and crappy. Now, what's coming in with the game, and I'll switch over to this quickly because we're going to try and just bring you the information in a fluid sort of way. From my point of, this is all from my point of view anyway, so just remember that. Where is my, yeah. Right, let's go to this one. Right. So, I might zoom in on this if I can, please. Zoom. I don't want search. Why is my alt zoom not working? There we go. Control zoom. Okay. So, Transport Fever 3 changes players to design challenges. So we read all this, right? This is all the stuff. With over 250 authentic trains, buses, trams, trucks, trains, ships, planes, and all for the first time, helicopters, right? So we know helicopters confirmed. Paul, a big one. Good evening, Ham. Hope you're okay. Hello, Paul. I hope you're okay too. Thanks for dropping in, saying hi. So yes, helicopters confirmed. So go away, please. At the heart of Transport Fever 3 lies a dynamic, fully simulated world. All right, one sec. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, no, don't do that. Oh, my gosh. This is the one I want. All right, one sec. I'm just having a little issue here. Looking forward to gameplay for Transport Fever 3. Oh, I know, right? I cannot wait to see something in the... With Summer Games Festival coming up, I wonder if we're going to see something there. It would be good at the Summer Games Festival if we do see some actual gameplay footage. We'll see, I guess. Maybe we'll see stuff more towards the end of the year, though. So at the heart of fully simulated world occupied by settlements, industries that evolve in response to players' actions, right? So this is where I'm talking about how the game's going to change a little bit with what we've got to do. Every town can grow into a sprawling city. Every supply line can affect reputation, right? So there's a reputation coming into the game now. And every decision affects how people live, work, and move. So a person will live in a home, they'll have to have a workplace, they'll want to go shopping, that sort of stuff, right? We've heard all this kind of stuff before, but it's actually in the game. So things that will affect your lines now: the wait time for passengers is too long, every service is overcrowded, the fish brought in by ships is rotting in a warehouse. These and other problems will confront players in their quest to maximize profits. Heading to the reason why, if you just punch in a line, set and forget like we do now, it's not going to work. You're going to have to go back and rework your lines, reestablish your lines, reorganize them, fix them. They're not just set and forgets. Hello, Centaur. Do you think they're trying to emulate city skylines, Paul? It's a good question, right? Good question, especially with the trailer. The trailer looks very city skylines too. I'm going to say this about urban games. Urban games really respect city skylines too, and they respect the guys over there that do the work for city skylines too. However, Transport Fever has never been... They're like the same but different, if you know what I mean. They're never gonna cross each other's paths. They're never gonna get in each other's ways. They're very their own game. I think though your question is valid, because they're obviously going to take a lot from city skylines too and try and give that to us in a gameplay style that suits Transport Fever 3. If that makes sense. Don't know if that makes sense, but I don't think it will emulate it so much. I think they will take stuff and apply it to their own game. That's what I think, which is for the better for everyone, right? Theory, hello, mate. On your way home to the Gime. Have a great stream, Ham. I'll load you back up when I get there. We'll do some reps with you. Zero, what are you saying, mate? I've missed this bit. What Zero's saying? You're questioning 250? That's just 200. That's not 250 trains, Zero. That'll be what, 250 vehicles all up. 250 authentic trains, buses, trams, trucks, ships, planes, all for the first time, helicopters. That's a lot of vehicles though. But obviously you've got your US, you've got your European, Asian, all that sort of, you know how they sort of break it down into those. I wonder if they'll probably do that the same as well. Hello, Sharon. You thought you'd say hi? I'm going to watch Lurk tonight as today's session was really hard, was it? Mate, you can message us in Discord. I'll write back to you after this today. And just check in, see how things were. But you can offload and vent to me if you need to, and I can reply back to you, Sharon. Paul says Transport Fever 1 and Transport Fever 2 had me for me had better gameplay simulation. What's that in terms of, Paul? Do you mean in terms against City Skylines or against what you think Transport Fever 3 will be? Hello, Johnny. Welcome back, mate. I'm glad you made it home safe. Oh, that's all right, Sharon. Always. So they've mentioned here that they're building on the proven success of previous titles encompassing fan feedback, right? And observed player behavior. This is why Tycoon gameplay has taken priority in the new title. The game provides an engaging and involving challenge for players, incorporating a full suite of difficulty customization options, which we kind of already have. But this time they're trying to make it a little bit more, I think, tycoony. I think they're trying to add dynamic contracts as a thing. We need to know more about it. The reputation of players is crucial, right? So we're going to have a reputation. Does this manage into a tycoon style play? Now, I don't think there's going to be AI competitors. However, I would like to see AI competitors. But we get a reputation of the player is crucial to progress and growth overall. Obviously, we've got noise pollution, congestion, wait times, cargo and passenger deliveries directly affect how cities evolve, right? So all this we've kind of seen, I guess they're just evolving it to make it better and more impactful on the player and on the gameplay, leading to individual cities developing character as play progress, right? So interesting to see how the reputation system will play out. Well, Zero, I'm going to bring up this screenshot now, right? I'm just trying to make this trying to make all the information fit in pieces for you. But that I'm sort of piecing together here, right? And just be aware that this is my opinions based on information I have, and I'm happy for you guys to have your opinions, but in no way am I right. A lot of this can be speculation as well, right? Because we don't know confirmed details. I don't know confirmed details. Sharon says, is BC hiding after his antics yesterday? I rewatched last night's stream again. It was so funny. I know, it was so dirty. No, it's probably too early for BC. He's probably still working, Sharon. Paul, in retrospect to City Skylines, with better workshop mods access, I had loads of trouble with cities, both in Steam and Paradox mods. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest though, the City Sky... like I still play City Skylines too. Today was actually meant to be a live stream of my City Skylines playthrough, but I wanted to bring this information up, right? Sorry, one sec. So today was meant to be actually, but the way that game started out was atrocious, especially with all the modding and stuff, and it's still not without its issues. They're getting better though. They're working their guts out to try and fix it, but man, it was a mess. So I completely agree. So it's why I'm happy for Urban to say, hey, you know what? We're going to push it another 6 months. We need a little bit more time. Take the time, make it good. That's my thoughts on it. We've waited long enough. I just want to bring up this screenshot here. 1 second. Screenshots. I think it's this one. Nope. 1 sec. Oh, damn it, I closed the wrong window. Where did that? Great. Didn't save. Okay. How about I take you? How about I take you and we'll have a look. I'll bring this up. And I'll show you the, where's my history thing? I will show you, closed beta test kit. Here we go. Bang. Right. This is the Transport Fever 3 closed beta test questionnaire, right? Let's have a look at this. So you get through a heap of questions, right? There's a thing here. If you could add one feature to the Transport Fever series, what would it be, chat? If you could add one feature to the Transport Fever series, what would it be? Right, this is question 11, by the way. The reason why I wanted to bring this up is because it gets down here. There's a question here that says, question 14. Which of these features would you most like to see in a new Transport Fever game? Please order your choices from the most important to the least important. Yes, this is a long list. Drag and drop your choices into what you think is the best order. Then there's a thing here. Please take your time. It's the last questionnaire. Then it tells you, please note, these features may not be confirmed or planned. So just be aware that everything you see here may not be confirmed or planned for Transport Fever 3. We are looking to find your opinions for future consideration. Okay, just be aware of that. Ohio Bro says weather and multiplayer. Right. Competition. You guys want competition, multiplayer, timetables, weather and multiplayer. Sharon says road legal wheelchairs with decent horns. Oh, Sharon. Right, let's have a look at this. So you can drag and drop these. So we've got down here, random events, right? You can drag and drop these whether you want. Weather and season affects gameplay, right? Have a look at these two. You can have weather and seasons affect gameplay, or you can have weather and seasons that do not affect gameplay. Can you guys see it all right, or do you need me to zoom in? I'll zoom right in for you. How's that? Is that better? There's a challenge puzzle mode. Fix this town or transport X cargo the fastest. Region-specific building sets, advanced traffic management, right, which we we don't really have. Vehicle connections, shunting trains, or truck wagon changes. Right? I'm not ordering these. I can try and I'll figure out. How about I can do something like what I would want. And I'll show you what I want. That one. Give me it. It says 0. Yeah. Day-night mode, which we've got. Competitive multiplayer. There you go. There's competitive multiplayer they're looking at. Now, just be aware, like I said, these features may not be confirmed or planned. Just be aware. Okay, just be aware. Larger maps, obviously there's that. Missioned and short-term tasks in free play. 0 says, urban, please, and my soul is yours. Sharon says, mine's road legal, so why not put them in the games? That's right, Sharon. More environmental choices. Cooperative multiplayer. Where have we seen that? If anyone's followed last year's series, the Cinders Cup. Centaur says co-op. Right there, Centaur. What do we got? AI opponents. As in tycoon style. I want to see this. This is what I want to see. Random events. Example, breakdowns and road damage. I want to see that. That could play into this. Weather and season that affects gameplay. Bang. Cars crash. Off they go. Might play into what you were saying earlier, 0, with emergency services. Would be good. There's this one here. A lot of people who've been putting that improve late game performance. So, look, here's the thing about this questionnaire that they do state. Even if you don't get selected for the beta, fill out this survey if you love this game, because this helps the team, this helps the developers, because they go through, figure out what's important to the player base and what you guys want to see. So kind of important, even if you don't get in the closed beta. I'm not confirmed to get in the closed beta, okay? But the survey I gave earlier yesterday will go towards, them figuring out enhanced cargo hubs. Right? Enhanced cargo hubs. Centaur says shit tornadoes. Yes, Paul says tram from road to rail, so light rail to regular rail. I know there's people out there, and I'm gonna use Joe Train's Joe Train Gamer. I'm gonna use his name again. Narrow gauge trains that have to switch out to larger gauge or regular gauge trains, so narrow gauge rail to large or regular gauge rail. Then we've got here timetable for vehicles, and then you've got your day-night modes, more environment choices, additional transport, maybe cargo trams, helicopters, subways, which I feel like we haven't seen the cargo trams. We've got a mod for cargo trams, but we know that helicopters are confirmed because over here I said helicopters for the first time. Helicopters, right? So we know that helicopters are there. Subways, I think we're getting subways. Share maps, Paul. I think that's already a thing, mate. Where have I got it here? Hang on, we'll have a look at it shortly. Anyway, I think there is a thing for shared maps, but off-map connections. This is one that I want. Off-map connections. Okay, that's a very City Skylines 2 thing. So the question about before, about do I think they're trying to... What was the question about City Skylines 2 and Transport Fever 2? It was a good question. But I think taking from City Skylines 2 and adding to the game never hurts. It never hurts. Because you're not copying their game. You're just taking great features from a game and putting them in your own version of your game. And I think a lot of, you can... I think off-map connections is a good thing. I think it's a good thing. Where did I see there was a section in all of this information about maps and about sharing maps or something, maybe cross-sharing or something as well. Don't know. I'd have to have a look here shortly. Yeah, anyway, we can come back and look at that a little bit later as well. But as I said, the link is in the description below on the YouTube channel for you guys to go and take this survey yourself. The link is also to the Steam page, and I think what other link did I put there? I can't remember. Hey, Wes, how are ya? Would that need service vehicles, share maps? When you say would that need service vehicles in relation to what? I've spewed out a heap of information there. For those who want structured challenge, the new campaign mode presents multiple scenarios based in real-world history. Those more interested in building beautiful maps and networks can create anything they imagine in sandbox mode, which will be extended further, still thanks to integrated cross-platform modding support. Not only has the gameplay seen major improvement, Transport Fever 3 also delivers long-requested community features like day-night cycles, offshore industries, and new forms of transport, including helicopters and Oh, there you go. Confirmed. Cargo trams. Confirmed. There you go. Whether a newcomer or veteran, Transport Fever 3 invites all players to reshape the world one connection at a time. Now, the evolving of the franchise. Do we miss anything up here? The game provides engaging and involving challenge to players. Customize options. So difficulty, customize options. Okay, yep. Player, action signal. Yep. The reputation. We went through all the reputation stuff. Yeah, okay. So we went through all of that sort of stuff. Okay. Back to this. Is this where I saw it maybe? Unfortunately, I can't zoom in on that as much. Improved tutorials, vastly expanded tycoon, blame pay, offshore industry, challenge levels, tricky contracts to fulfill. This is one here. Tricky contracts to fulfill. Paul says road breakdown. Oh, yeah, yeah. So, Paul, yeah, okay. The services, what I was talking about before. You're talking about, where'd that go? I already got rid of it. But there is a thing there for, there was one of those options there on the survey for breakdowns and crashes and that sort of stuff. Yeah. This is what I want to see. Tricky contracts to fulfill in free player mode. That's the stuff I want to see. Things like that. Johnny, you found the problem? What was the problem? This is for your laptop, yeah? We've taken a lead from what we've learned and how you played in previous games to make Transport Fever the greatest game. Yep, so we got that. Control dynamic living world, right? Let's have a look at, why don't we start at the top? We've read this stuff here. Become more successful, need buildings to challenge, fulfill more. There's so much things. Yeah. Right, so overcome and solve problems as they come up. Balancing your desire for growth with the needs of populations you serve, right? Like we've sort of spoken about this, that need to go back and fix your lines. They're not just set and forget. The GeForce app. Okay. I don't know why, Johnny. I have the GeForce app and I've never had a problem with it. This is my GeForce app here and I've never had a problem with it. So I don't know what the problem is with the app that you've got. You need the app to update. Well, you don't need it, but it's the easiest way to update your GPU drivers. That'd be what I would say. Awaken your inner world builder. Intuitive and powerful construction. Road and rail laying sets meticulously craft your routes. I need a drink. Sorry, I'm getting pasty. Paul says, can you show the system requirements? At the moment, they've got nothing. It's probably way too early, mate, to have system requirements. Windows 10 or later? There's a good start. Make sure everyone's on Windows 10 or later. You have an ASUS driver update app and it already was causing a conflict. Johnny, ASUS driver has nothing to do with your GeForce video card driver. Send it's difficult to explain. You otherwise you have to manually download the drivers from the website for your NVIDIA video for your GeForce video card and manually install them, but the app allows you to do it without doing it. Yeah, the app that I said yesterday should look like this. It should look like this NVIDIA app. Right? And then you've got all your games in here. You can, and then up here, you go to drivers, you click on, oh, hang on. I'll zoom it out like this. Up here, you click on the drivers, and over here, you download the latest drivers for your video card. That's how it should work. And always perform a clean one. And then you've got all your games down here that you can like work on and stuff. Doing tutorials as we go. I don't know. Is there any more information we want to talk about? Improved tutorials, vastly expanded tycoon gameplay. This word, when they keep throwing tycoon in here, when I think of tycoon, I think of Open TT, like those sort of games, the Sid Meier's old games, you know, where you're against competition, but maybe not. It is still a tycoon game. It is because yeah, no, it is a tycoon game. Forget about me. I'm an idiot. Offshore industries, yeah, we got that. Yeah, I think we've covered everything we can sort of cover. Paul, you got GeForce Now for gameplay. Is that for playing games? Because I think Centaur used GeForce Now too, don't you? That's for games, isn't it? For other games. Right. So I do have some other screenshots here, artistic screenshots to show you, not in-game footage screenshots. Let's bring up some of these. But these are like good for the biomes, right? So you can see here, we've obviously got our very European sort of biome, very old, look, obviously artistically rendered, but what we can potentially take some stuff from these. It's downloaded now. When you download that driver to do the driver update for your graphics card, make sure that you do a clean installation. Although you probably don't need to at the start. I don't know. I always do just clean installations. Right, what else we got here? We've got this one looks beautiful, by the way. You can see a train in the background. I forgot that I had these to show. I mean, obviously artistic, but can we take points from it? Little rowboats down in here. There is a screenshot though that I had. I wonder if it's in one of these. Obviously, maybe this is like our USA map sort of thing, but it looks like we're going to have similar biomes to, we're going to have similar biomes to what we had before. Where was that one about here? Subarctic landscapes. So this is what I did want to read. Intuitive and powerful construction road. Yeah, I didn't get to the rest of this. So, enable realistic terrain, allows you to create authentic temperate.
Help towards Hank's food bill.
Oh, thanks, Paul. Help towards Hank's food bill. He eats a lot too. I've got to go out. Today I'm putting a slow cook on for Hank. So I do turkey mince, pumpkin, sweet potato, in a big sort of stew in the slow cooker, and then package it all up and it goes in with his dry bickies. So he'll love that. Thank you, Paul. That's super nice, mate. Thank you. Yeah, here we go. Temperate, desert, tropical, and subarctic landscapes. The subarctic. That's what I was trying to think of before. Controller Dynamic Living World says Alpine in the new one, but Awaken Your Inner World Builder says Subarctic is new. So it's Alpine, you reckon? Is the Subarctic one? Do you reckon? That'll be the Alpine one, the Subarctic. Have to be, wouldn't it? Do we think... I want to throw this out to you. You want to say more generic temperate? Yeah. Which is temperate. Do we think... Or just a different type... A colder temperate, maybe. A colder temperate. Maybe less temperate, slightly more subarctic. Do we think... that we're going to have maps with the ability to have different biomes? So in one corner you could have temperate, cross over the tropical waters and get to the desert biome. Do we think that will be a thing? That's a question I wanted to ask you guys. Do we think we're going to have dynamic biomes for maps? By the way, I'm not drinking red cordial either. I'm drinking, it's cranberry juice with sparkling water. Wes says you think it will. None of the content made it to Transport Fever. No, it didn't. From Train Fever, that's what you're talking about. Zero, yeah. Yeah, it's blood. Yes, I want to suck your blood. Yeah. What do you reckon? Dynamic. I would love to have a map where one side of the map you had the desert biome, then you would cross over the waters, you get some tropical islands, holiday destinations before you fly over to the other side of the map and you get subarctic or temperate, you know? How good would that be? Oh, please give us mixed biome maps or the ability to create them. Paul's got 3 dogs, a basset, a shih tzu, and a mini bull. Eat me out of the house and home. Hey, those shih tzus, while they're tiny, they will eat more than some of the bigger dogs. They will just keep eating those little things. I know my mum's got a shih tzu, and it just wants to keep eating. How cute. Oh, I bet they all love each other. Thank you, Paul, for that, by the way. I love doggos. I love that little boy laying on the couch at the moment. He's I love him to death. He rescued me when I got back from the Navy. Interesting. A lot of speculation. A lot of speculation about that. Right, should we play some Transport Fever 2 while we still discuss what we think? I think we've done enough reading and speculating. Or not speculating. I'm happy to keep speculating and discussing, but I think we should play some of the game. If you guys have any more questions or stuff, let's talk about it. What time are you there? It's 10:22 p.m. there. Whereabouts are you, Paul? It's 7:22 here in Australia. Oh wait, hang on. Wait, I didn't look at all the screenshots. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, Zero. Yeah, we'll look at the rest of these screenshots. I like this anyway. I like all the detail in these artist renditions of it. You're in UK. Yeah, so Paul, normally I start a little bit later than I do today, but today I wanted to start earlier for all the UK, Europe people, just so you could come in and have your say. You could come in and have a chat to me about it. This is the one that I love. This tropical island one, right? Let's break this one down. Now, I don't know how accurate these artist versions of the game are going to be. But I love that you can fly into this tropical paradise and then walk straight out of the airport onto the beach. Because who? Bryce says it's 5:23 p.m. in Ohio, USA. Hello from Ohio. How's the weather there? How's the weather? Is it getting warmer? It's cold here, by the way. But I sweat in an igloo. I'm a sweaty human who lives in Queensland in Australia, probably one of the most humid places in the world. But it's nice and it's cooling down now, so it's nice. Yeah, Sharon, more UK people. GTA 6 graphics. I just love that. Hey, firstly, okay, let's break this down because I want to know if we're going to be able to have resort style beaches. Look at all these umbrellas along the beach, the little boats along the beach. Look at these docks. Here's this keyway system again, right? This keyway system. Little old beach shacks down here. Please tell me we're going to be able to have. Obviously, this is speculative. This is my wants now, right? This is not confirmed or anything, so take this with a pinch of salt again. Paul says reminds me of that airport where people get blown into the sea. What about sitting at the beach enjoying the crystal blue water, but having to have ear defenders on or earplugs in because you're constantly just hearing or you're like, great day at the beach, love. Yeah, what's that? I can't quite hear you. Oh, it's funny. Really hope that we can we have like beach resort style stuff. Look at it all up here. You can see here, look at this pier over here. This pier system over here. Now, obviously these are very like these. Look at this. Buildings up in the mountains. Please tell me we're going to have buildings up in the mountains. Paul says Manchester near the airport. Is that where you are? Or you're just saying that's the... Oh, I can't get comfy here. God, that'll be hilarious. But see these keyway systems once again. But that is the port. Oh, you know what would be good that they haven't put in here? Being able to customize the train stations to have a curve on them. Or ports to have a curve like this. To curve the beach. We haven't spoken about that, have we? Anyway, we've got little bay areas in here. Obviously, the plane right in our face. More towns out over here. These artist renditions look great. Lighthouses. Just Sharon says it's Sandman Paul that's UK. No, there's also Lucas. Lucas is UK. I think Galarak. Is Galarak UK? Or US? Have a look. I zoomed in right on this bit. They've missed the texture through here. Or that's bad sand. Lighthouses. I like it though. That has to be like a little jetty slash... Yeah, I don't know. It's really hard to know what's right and what's wrong in this. Obvious. Oh, they're in the water. So are they going to be allowed to be in the water now? Okay. I love this road winding through here with the actual road with the actual barrier on it. Multi-hubs for transport types. There was a questionnaire thing. I'm going to bring up that questionnaire thing again. One sec. History. I'm just going to bring this up again because there was a section here where it said, and I didn't read it out before. Additional transport AI enhanced cargo hubs. What that means, I don't know. Enhanced cargo hubs. But there was something else I wanted to look at here, wasn't there? Timetables, off-map connections, larger maps, missions, short terms, random events. Here's the random events, breakdowns and road damage, which I'd love. Region-specific building sets. Yeah, well, we can kind of see that in your AI computer opponents. Enhance transfer additional. Yeah, we've got that cooperative multiplayer. Yeah, I don't think we need to see any more about that. Anyway, really, this one I really zoomed in to nitpick just because we've all seen the tropical biome, we've all played on the tropical biome, and so we want to just sort of nitpick and have a look in here, like the airport, the different plane sizes you've got in at the airport, right? Flight control tower, tropical beach, sipping your Mai Tais while the airplanes fly in over your head. Oh, lovely. Let's go to the next one. This one is beautiful. This screenshot is... Pull this one apart, right? Obviously we're looking at... What are we looking at? Maybe late 1800s, early 1900s we're probably looking at? Or would you say early 1900s with this? Don't know. But for those that you don't remember, my series looks like Hamburg. Does anyone remember them? Now, a lot of new people who are watching on, I've done multiple Transport Fever series. One of them called the In Between series that I did. I built a Riviera style town along the river where I put all of buildings like this right through like a canal system. I built like a canalway. And I built a big church up on the hill behind it too. If we can get anything like this, it'll be amazing. Look at this. Look at the hustle and bustle just going on the docks over here. Yeah, 1910s, you reckon, Zero? It has to be, doesn't it? You seen that one, Paul? Yeah. Remember that? Imagine if we could actually get that in vanilla now without having to use the mods, Paul. Like these buildings, we could build this along here, just vanilla. Put the big chapels up on the big church buildings up on the back. Oh, mate. Have these like just pouring through the riverways. Little boats just lined up everywhere as detail. Once again, I'm going to just keep saying, because I don't want people to mistaken me for thinking this is in-game footage when you can clearly tell it's rendered like art. So you don't know how much of this is whatever. You know what I mean. We can all wish, right? Zero, you're worried because we haven't seen any gameplay? I'm not worried at all. It's a year. We've got a whole year, if not a year plus a little bit more, to see anything. I mean, if they're going to be running a closed beta, I guess we're going to see then, right? People are going to see then what it's like. The old big Chinook. So this is one of my notes here that I had we spoke about before. Obviously, we've got offshore industries. We know that now. We obviously can ship to them. To be honest, this looks like a fishing vessel, even though it's got oil pipes and stuff or like fuel pipes and stuff on it. This looks like a fishing trawler. But it's not. It'll be an oil vessel. What's this one? Same one. Yeah, obviously like the big Chinook style helicopters, right? Clearly to get people out to work. Hey, BC, how are ya? When you get access to a before and after screenshot of these rendered things, that's a good idea, Paul. Let me write down. Paul said, and I'll go Paul a biggin. Paul a biggin says do, just so I can reference back to you if I ever get it done. It says do before and after screenshots. That'd be a good comparison. Dynamic weather as well. If they bring in weather effects that cause issues, I wonder how that will play into here. There's that, see, Zero, there's that exhaust flame that comes out at the oil refinery again here, mate. A lot of oil refineries have them. They're like big, massive boom arms that go out away from it, like extraction pipe things. I'm super excited for this. Helicopters. How are you, BC? Hello, BC. Anyway, I don't know what we can take else from this except we're getting dynamic industries on the water. Whether that just means offshore oil or offshore power, I don't know. Hard to tell. Oh, I got a script there. Lighthouse. Yep. Yeah, we mentioned lighthouse back here too, Zero. Lighthouse here as well. I'd love to see lighthouses in vanilla. Did we miss anything up in here? I just think like the buildings up in the hills look good, but this little inland port system, it's just really hard to tell what's going to be game, what's not going to be game. And then obviously more helicopter action here, right? Let's have a look at this thing. What do we got down here? Obviously they want to make note of the motorway systems. The train, you got the trams on the roads over here in their own lanes. The train rolling around here. Is this like the subway train? This inner one? Look at that look at that track. Or is that light rail? Is that light rail as well? No. Is that light rail? Freight trams. Yep, freight trams right there. You reckon that's a freight tram? No, no, hang on. Oh, no, that's the freight tram right there. That one. Freight tram. Transport Fever 2 billboard. Where was it? Right, yeah. Hey, welcome to Transport Fever 3. Do you want to play Transport Fever 2? Paul says, what year do you think the start will be? 1850 again? I think they might even start it a bit earlier this time. They might. I'm going to go maybe 30-ish years earlier. It's a good question, Paul. What do you guys think? What year do you think we're going to get 1850 or an earlier start? 0. Surely not. Surely not. 1830, 0 reckons? Paul says tram looks like the Manchester Tramway. How you feeling today, BC? Have you been able to get on City Star Citizen and do anything? BC says all the zeros. Blimps? Are we confirming blimps? Or let's sometimes you've really got to zoom in and check out what's going on. After the stream, BC, I can get on and try and help you if you want. Are we trying to say something here? Johnny says leave the streetcar trams alone. No, Johnny, you might have missed it before, but cargo trams are confirmed in the game. Cargo trams are confirmed. 0, you speculated this, didn't you? Blimes, we're city skylines. Now we just need to find a fire truck and then confirmed. Oh, no. We've seen these trucks before. What do we think this is? Is this... What's this? What's this? Is this subway track here on this bridge? Or is this just how tracks look on bridges now? There's the taxi. Oh, there is too, right there. There's a taxi. Ambulance. Or emergency pet vehicle. Taxi, ambulance. Come on, what else can you find, guys? There's another cop car. Johnny says, as long as I maintain the rails. Ooh, this is fun. Plan Spotto. What else can we see in here? Then I can't tell what some of these vehicles are. Truck. Is that a hearse? Or is that just a really big, is that just a stretched out Volvo, like, truck, 4-wheel drive? I think it's just a SUV thing. US route sign? Yeah, this will be the US map, BC. Welcome to Franklin, Hastyville, Murphy. Chelly Hopters. What's up here? Anything up here? Nothing but taxis still again. That's some good spotting, team. That's some good spotting. Is that a news van? No, I don't know. I just want to know if this is a thing. Orange truck looks like UPS. Which, this one? Monorail. You reckon this monorail? Monorail in the trailer. Could be, could very well be. I think we've done all the spotto we can in here, haven't we? I mean, look, this is obviously an industry building. I think we've done all the spotto we can. This was a great find. This is my favorite. Transport Fever 2 billboard. Are we saying there's more roads signs, like billboards on buildings? That's a very City Skylines 2 thing, I think, as well. All right. Is there any more Oh, here we go. Look at this for a bit of industry, trains and tracks and stuff going on here. Let's see what we can spot in this one. Now, this is where I think... there was a train somewhere in one of these... I remember Joe Train saying one of these trains was actually a narrow gauge train. I don't know which one it was he was talking about. Looks like a rail yard. It does look a bit like that, doesn't it? Obviously, we've got... This looks like a depot building here, maybe. A lot of pipe work going on. Hang on. I'm going to open that up for you guys a little bit more. The track looks narrow and IRL, the train is narrow gauge. Which one are you talking about? Talking about this one? This one's switching off over onto here. Are we thinking the sleepers all look like the track might be looking different these days? It's one of the screenshots on the Steam page for Transport Fever 3. Let me have a look. Oh, I've got these screenshots as well. Here, I can give you a better screenshot. I can give you a better look at them. Hang on. Screenshots. Oh, here we go. Offshore. Here's an offshore. Here's an offshore industry. Right here. That's not oil. What's this? Sand dredging. Is it? Is this going to be like sand dredging? What would this industry be, guys? Sand dredging. Yeah, the concrete sleepers, Johnny, on that last screenshot. We'll go back to it shortly. This looks like it's in-game. This is definitely in-game footage. This definitely looks in-game. You can even tell by the anti-aliasing on the railing and stuff how jagged it is with how far we have to zoom in. That definitely looks like in-game. This all looks in-game. There's a farm. There we go. That farm doesn't look as big in the trailer as it does here, does it? That does not look as big, that farm. It's hard to tell if that's... Do we think that's in-game or do we think that's rendered? They're all in-game. Yeah, okay. Look at these old gas. So this would be like 50s, yeah? 50s. So we're looking at like a 50s oil industry here. 50s, 60s potentially. Huh. That farm back here, though, definitely a lot smaller than the one that showed in the non, right? Is this the narrow gauge one here? That looks narrow gauge. Yeah, Paul, it does, right? The 6:1 mod. Yeah, that one in the trailer. Look at the fire on the smokestacks. It looks good, doesn't it? Drill, baby, drill. The track does look narrow gauge here, doesn't it? That's this train. Obvious, maybe it is a narrow gauge train. Yeah, well, there you go. So maybe confirmed. Narrow gauge track coming. Let me get my track gauge out. Get your track gauge out, Johnny. What do we got here? Oh, timber. Is this a sawmill? Can't be. Is that a sawmill? Interesting. Specific grain industry. There's a big pile of timber there. That's what I was thinking. Sawmill. Yeah, it has to be some kind of grain, I guess, doesn't it? Maybe. Obviously, passenger ferry. Looks like we've got some kind of a maybe. Oh no, they're just trees. That's just it. That's just a tropical shot of the beach. Look at the look at the grass textures though. Much better. Flowers, like it's just not that dull, boring grass texture anymore. Palm trees have some coconuts in them. Okay. Sunset. Obviously the day-night cycle that we're going to get. So this is what the game is going to look like. Here we go. Love to see some. I'd love to see if there were police cars and such in here, but we're not going to. Not going to see that. They would have been very careful about that, I would think. What are we looking at? We're looking at modern day era here. So we've got solar panels on roofs. Yeah, look at the yards. Like the yards have a little bit more to them. The yards actually like meet up with the pathways and stuff, so it doesn't. It looks like it all sort of maybe works a little bit better. I would like to see Zero. You pointed out earlier in the trailer the park. Love to see like a park thing though. Hey. Now, the other thing is, are we going to see tram stops in the middle of the roads? Hello, what's happened here? Something's been airbrushed out. Something's been brushed out of here somewhere. Longer tram? Yeah, actually they are long trams, aren't they? Are we thinking that if there's narrow gauge, are we thinking that the light rail is going to end up on the narrow gauge tracks? Zero, yes. Something's not right here. Ghosts. Ghosts confirmed. Transport Fever 3, ghosts. We found it first. Never, says Johnny. Why never? Why could we not have light rail go on to regular rail? Double banana buses? The old banana bus, the stretchy bus, the bendy bus. Oh! Oh! What's going on here? Why are we airbrushing vehicles out? What's being hidden here? What? Something's fishy here. Real cars, says Wes, maybe? You meant never on narrow gauge? Manufacturers, you reckon? Surely not. No. Looks like a Porsche. Kind of looks like Ferrari headlights there. Have we had more cars rendered out? Or brushed out? Airbrushed? Stop airbrushing cars, Urban. We want to see them. That looks like a Corvette. You missed that one if it is. That looks like a V-dub. Tesla. Terry Tesla. Stop airbrushing vehicles out. We want to see. Oh, that's cheeky. That's it for the screenshots. That's very interesting that they're airbrushed out. It leaves more questions. Why? Okay, this... You've only worked on standard and bastard, says Johnny. Paul says Eastern Railway. This is a major railway zone in India, responsible for large networks of railway in Eastern India. That's this one back here, Paul. Cool. Thank you for that. Oh, is that because, Zero, you guys were talking about what it is? The ER6845 train likely refers to a passenger train service with a train number 6845 operated in the Eastern Railway in India. It does look like it has goods, though, behind it. But are we thinking that there's going to be goods and passenger wagons on trains? Are we going to be running mixed consist on these? And Zero's saying that you think it's a Japanese class. So Zero's saying this is Japanese, and Paul's saying this is ER for Eastern Railway for India. I don't know who's right then. Mixed would be a good add-on. Mixed consist, having the cargo and the passenger on one train. Yeah, I mean, we just can't do it, right? Right, that's the screenshots of those. And then we were looking at this one here.
0118-999-8819-9119-725.
Looking at those, looking at the realistic screenshots compared to these, it makes you wonder how much of these little tidbits are just niceties put in. But surely you're not going to add these in if they're not going to be in the game. But then again, we do have people fueling and stuff, and you're not going to get that in the game. Dan, we missed you, buddy. Johnny said standard gauge is 4 feet 8.5 inches. Toronto is 4 feet 10 inches. Hey Johnny, nothing like giving yourself a couple of extra inches to make yourself feel better, hey? I think we've informationed ourselves out. We've screenshotted. We've speculated. We can keep speculating. Oops. I think therefore I have a brain. Are we just not... Have I lost all, sound? I've lost my sound. I've lost my sound. Oh, this does this from time to time. 1 sec. Fix my sound. No, I don't have my sound. Can you guys hear the game? Do you guys have sound that I don't? How rude. I've got sound on here, just not on my... Oh, I know why. Huh. My speakers were off. Don't worry about it, I got it sorted. Yeah, stuff like this, right? Let's see some more breakdown stuff. Trucks breaking down, that sort of jazz. Let's see that kind of stuff, yeah? I want to see, like, I want to be able to put in yacht clubs, and I want to have, you know, cities when they build up. I want to have the city center and then the sprawling suburbs go out. And I want to see the suburbs expand across over to this way. So I want to see a city take up this much space as opposed to this much space. You know, just make it a little bit more dynamic for us. Right? Johnny says I was going to download SC tonight, but after the day I've had it, you're going to download a gummy, Johnny. What can we look at? Let's look at Transport Fever 2 now, and think, what else do we hope, team? What are we actually hoping? Just hope there's more flexibility when it comes to building, especially vanilla, especially early days. We're gonna be restricted by, because at the moment I use the build anyway button a lot, especially in my playthroughs these days. But I really hope we have that. Really hope we just have the ability to not be restricted so much early on days. Yeah, Dan, by the way. Yeah, I got the alerts working again, mate. The Switch alerts? No, I didn't get a new Nintendo Switch, but I'd like one. Auto Sig is standard? Yeah. Yeah, auto signal? Yeah. The Guk Sims, how are you? I would love to see the ability to set speed limits via signals. Yes, I would too. And that, we didn't see that option in any of the stuff that we went through today. So for those just arriving, we just previously, we read through a heap of information, so you can go back to the start of the stream later if you want. Catch up with all our speculations, all the confirmations that we know so far. Went through the video. We sort of broke down some stuff. We had a look at things we hope are coming in. We're just sort of we're now in that discussion phase of, what do we want? What are we hoping we get? I think that's a good one. The ability to set speed limits via signals, especially roads as well. Like, give us the option. Like trains and road vehicles. I'd love to see that. The Gucks, there's they dropped some more info. Probably not. Look, so I've waited till the dust settled a little bit on all the stuff that's coming out. So today was more of a, I just read stuff out that I got from the press release. Makeable tree bush. Yeah, I just read stuff out that I had out from the press release, you know, confirming the fact that cargo trams are in, helicopters are a thing. Just a couple of little bit more tidbits to confirm actual stuff. And now we're sort of, yeah. We just wanted to go through everything that we've sort of read, seen. I wanted to reiterate a lot of stuff, but I wanted to do it in a live stream situation where we could discuss this together. That's all. Put your questions out on the forum, out on the live scene. Put questions out. We can speculate. We can try and answer. Hopefully we get some people that come in with comments later on that might watch this back. They can throw their 2 bits in as well, and we can really start getting a bit of a community feedback going on of what's out there and what's not out there. We'd like to see some dynamic biomes. I've already talked about that. And for example, right, let's zoom right out here. Let's take this map for example. I would love to see, like, so this side of the island, this side of the map. Imagine if it was all just desert. Break ourselves up into some tropical islands in the middle here before reaching over and getting into a biome that's like temperate, right? And having the multiple biome without mods, vanilla I'm talking, without that, just being able to have those vanilla sort of biomes from the get-go. would love to see that. By the way, did everyone like the latest episode with the dam build that we started putting in? I think it's coming up pretty good. I've started doing a little bit of rock work. Oh my god, no! I told you not to build there. I started retaining up this wall over here as well, down into here, and started doing some retaining stuff over here as well because I need to get this stuff in. But if you haven't seen that, just the last episode dropped a couple of days ago. We started building this the dam system in up here, which I think is coming along pretty well so far. A lot of work to go on it though. Stuff like this, I'd love to see more of this stuff. Power plants. How good would it be? Like if power plants, you know, you had to fuel a power plant to fuel a town to make it grow. That kind of stuff. Johnny says FS22 and ATS is downloading now. I will work on ETS. Ooh, yeah, get that ETS going. Sharon says, thought Dan was on. Is he hiding again on Twitch? He's hiding on Twitch. Dan moderates the Twitch for us, Sharon, when he's not pretending to be a driver. And BC likes to go over there and squash the people that better put the headset. Squash the people amateur hour. I put the phone number one in there, Dan. Johnny says they should have transported Fever on Mars. Oh, very good, very good. Let's do a ride around the dam. Where's my train? Let's get on the train. Oh, let's come from the other way. Don't have them from the other way. I did actually download some locomotives and some new trains. I haven't put them in the game yet, though, team. Yeah, you guys go this way. Where are you? Oh, you're already... Oh, wait. Yeah, okay. We can ride you. Let's go. Oh, you played it, but you didn't have the speakers on. Yeah, so I wouldn't have heard it. Sorry, mate. Yeah, I didn't realize that they'd switched off. I did too much talking. We did too much news and information and speculating. Johnny says you can decorate a whole planet. You know I love decorating, Johnny. Don't tempt me with that. Ooh, that needs repairing down there. A lot of detail. Oh, that's not good. A lot of detail has to go on through this area now that we've got it established. Yeah, so don't forget, the links in the description below will take you to the beta sign up. And don't forget, even if you don't be disheartened if you don't get in the beta, there'll be thousands of people trying to get on the beta, no doubt. You know, I'm not even guaranteed to get on the...
Remember? 0118 999 88199 9119 7253.
That's the new emergency service number. Paul says, got to go now. Work at 6 a.m. tomorrow. We'll catch up on the playback afterwards. Take care, everyone. Happy gaming. Paul, thanks for hanging out today. Also, thanks for looking after Hank. Thanks for all your input. Loved having you here as well. And get some rest and get up and smash work tomorrow, buddy. Smash that work day. Yeah, so lots. There's lots that we hope for, lots that we don't know about. I don't know. I think I've said my piece. I really appreciate Zero, or your feedback too today, mate. Really appreciate that, Paul, as well. Really appreciate. Where's all my chat gone? Where is all my chat gone? Oh yeah, Ian came in early to say monorail. Shout out, Ian. How are you, buddy?
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
If I missed your chats today and I missed your comments, I apologize. I was heavy into the talking about stuff. Johnny says I can smell a fantastic dinner cooking. Fantastic, Johnny. Right. Well, kind of want to load in the new trains. I want to play Transport Fever 3. Anyone else want to play it? Yeah, so anyway, links in the description down below, like I said, of the YouTube channel. For the Transport Fever 3 page, there'll be the link there where you can go to the beta, so you can sign up for that. And then, what was the other link I put there? I put 3 links in. Put 3 links in. I've lost my mouse. Let me look. I'll bring up the thing and have a look myself, will I? It was... Oh my gosh. Oh, the cinematic trailer. That was it. Yeah, and the Steam page and the beta sign up. So there you go. So you can go watch the cinematic trailer, the beta sign up, and you can check out everything else yourself as you go. I think I also... Dan says I got to wear a t-shirt I brought to Disney last year for the first time today. Oh, Dan! Is that because of all the work you've been doing in the gym? Getting fit? Congratulations, mate. Johnny says we don't need you to have good chat. Cheers, Johnny. I just want to check. We might do a train upgrade here. 227's there. What? You know what I need to do? We need to get out of 1993. Let's crank the speed up and get out of 1993. I could change the date manually. Could change the date manually, but I'm not going to. Yes, so because I've told these people they're not allowed to build here, and they decided to keep building here, which has annoyed me. I'm gonna have to retain up all of this area. So it means if anyone hasn't seen what I do, I'll naturally retain it with rocks and stuff. I think like this rock wall here, this port thing here, but more notably, probably something a little bit more. I'll retain it and make it look like this. Along that dam way there. It's a long process having to retain, like, individually the rocks. I'll show you what I mean here, because I've started doing rock work here. So I'll show you how slow it can be. It's probably more for a video and a time-lapse thing, or not. It's probably more for doing by myself. Right, so it's just like taking these. Let's go with, let's get some brighter in there. Right, doing stuff like this. Get some of that in there. Switch up the rock. Right, and that's all it is. You just keep going through doing that. And I'm going to put it up this side here too. Like that. Put it up that side and fill it all out in here. Just to make it look a little bit better. I think that's a mossy one, isn't it? No, it's a small one. That's the mossies. But I'm pretty sure people don't want to see rock work today, do they? You didn't come here to watch rock work. And maybe you did, but this is just how I do it. Not very exciting. Yeah. Has anyone got more they want to add to Transport Fever 3 before we've probably exhausted everything we want to say on it today now. Well, I know I have. I've got it out of I've got it out of my system, everything I wanted to say, but I think it's exciting though. We've waited a long time to hear something about it, and I'm looking forward to hearing other people's information that they bring to light. Well, my thoughts so far, I'll give my thoughts so far anyway on all the Transport Fever 3 information and stuff. Like I was saying, let me just finish this statement. I said at the start of the stream how I'm hoping Stephen does a news and information video on it, because I really want to hear Stephen's take on everything as well. And I really hope we see... I hope we see some dev diaries in the next few months and towards the end of the year. I hope we see some dev breakdowns of them talking about Transport Fever 3 and what's to come. And so yeah, I'm really excited to see like some of that stuff, because obviously today we only have limited information, or I do anyway. We've sort of poured through what we can to speculate a little bit as well. Take everything that you hear there with a pinch of salt, except for the stuff obviously confirmed that we've read out from the press release and everything. So I'll add that in there as well. But overall excited. It's been a long time, but excited. So that's what I'm going to take away from it. Looking forward to what they're going to bring out and what they're going to add to the game. So yeah, that's it. That's all I got from my standpoint. Yeah. Right. Okay, come on. What else you got? I need some trains, please. Maybe 1997 we'll get the trains. All of the vehicles, apparently. I could just go and look at the train depot, but I'm not going to. We're getting, come on, 1996. Oh, here we go. Oh, the QR electric tilt train. Hell yeah. That's what we might put on. For those that don't know, QR is Queensland Rail here in where I live. Let's have a look at that. Multi-wagons. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's expensive. What are we running at the moment? We're running these, yeah? 1.7? Ooh, they're expensive. There's no way we would make that work. The tilt trains are a little exy. Probably a little too exy for what we want. We do have this. Takes 88. The RE450. I've got others that I've downloaded ready to go in the game for next stream. That's what we need. Banked tracks, right? For the tilt trains and stuff. Yes. Banked tracks. Duck. Yep. Tilting popped it back in there for me. How good would banked tracks be? How good would it be to have cross-country linked trains that were just like, oh, it'd be like, if you want to go, like putting in a country link service, going from say Turner all the way down to like Quiet South here, or maybe through Quiet South and out to Juniper, like a country link train that you could just expressed all the way through the country land and stuff, and it was super profitable. I would love something like that. Come on, get to the next year. It's called elevated curves. Oh, look, Johnny, it's called tomato and it's also called tomato. Okay, well, we want some bloody elevated curves, Johnny. Give me my elevated curves. All right, we're in. We might need to get to 2000 to get some of the other trains here. Ooh. Hello. Hello, modern buildings. I just want to see what's popping up here. Okay, we got the Volvos, the Ovlovs. Did I miss? Did we get trains and I missed it? No, I didn't miss it. Keep going. And they give you a super elevated. I love it though. How good would elevated curves be? Banked. It's bloody banked. 1998. Yeah, no, no, but a bit of a bot up. Yeah, da, 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 something, yeah. Ooh, new 737s. All right. Turning our demands machines. Come on. We'll go. What we'll do today is we'll go and hit 2000 because we've been in the 1990s for so long. We'll hit the 2000s today, and we can see what we get from that. We're gonna hit the 2KY bug. Remember that? Remember the 2KY, everyone that was old enough to remember that? 2KY. Was it? Yeah, 2KY. In 1999, we're gonna party like it's 1990. What? I don't know what that song was. Ooh, we got some more trucks. Nice. I can't wait to play with all. Oh, I can't wait to play with all the new vehicles. Come on, quick before we get to. Okay, good. We got some more of those. Right, here we go. 6 months to go before we hit 2000, and then we'll slow down time. I could have just manually put it in, but I'm not going to. Here we go. Yeah, Johnny's done downloading for today. How good's your internet, Johnny? It must be not too bad, yeah? All right, December 31st will be my birthday. Happy birthday, Ham. Happy 2KY. Here we go. Right, we're January 2, 2000. Ah, yes, the Scaniers. The Brisbane Scaniers. You got the 5Gs. You got the 5Gs. I can't wait to use all these Brisbane assets. Yeah. Come on. Got some more yachts to put in and stuff. Lovely. Right, the Scooter. Yep, all of the trucks. All of the trucks. Some more box cars and wagons and state cars and such. Yep, good. Ooh, Speedance Express. Oh, I didn't get. Maybe I need to. Oh. Well, what are these? These are 52 only. I think what we'll do is, what are they? 52 at 78. I think I'm running the 78s. They're 1.7. If I run to these, run 88. What are these? These are 99. Maybe I'll go to these. The metros are more expensive. No, I don't want metros. I think we'll go for the commuter train. I've used them already, but we'll switch to these. Oh, we can change the color of these. Let's see what this is like one way. Right. Take me to one of these, please. We'll switch. We'll make them one color one way. Oh, that looks absolutely hideous, and I'm all about it. Looks absolutely hideous, and I'm all about it. And then the opposite direction can be until I get the new modded trains in. And so that's that one. These ones here, manage vehicles. We'll switch these out for the same train, except this color. All right, pick a color. You got rid of the cloud? Yeah, that was probably the big one. Do we want green? I mean, green's okay. My favorite's maroon. Love the maroon. BC says pink. No, BC. I refuse. I refuse to make it pink. I refuse to make it. No, stop saying pink, everyone. We're not having a pink. I refuse to make it pink. Orange. Ooh, orange. Bloody pink. Well, that might be a little bright. Bryce says pink, pink, pink. Oh, Bryce, I wanted to thank you too earlier, mate, for your input as well. Big A, you can't just come in and say pink, pink, pink because everyone's saying it and not know what we're talking about. That's going to be hideous. I wanted to swear then so badly. Oh! I'll just put a couple of highlighters on the track. We've literally just put a couple of highlighters on the track. No, Bryce, don't worry about it, mate. Looks like Art Deco Miami Vice coloring. Ay. As Neon would say.
Shut up, Wesley.
Pink, 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 pink.
Thanks for that, Dan. Thanks for your itty bitties. And for yelling pink at me. Get your pink trains on. It will grow on you like moss on a rock. Or do you mean Morris Moss from? Oh wait, from the IT crowd. We can't be having that. Make a world in a something way. One 300. Oh god, that's funny. It gets me every time. Right. I hope today was informative. We're going to finish up Transport Fever 2 there. Thank you to everyone who came today to have their input as well and the discussion. Really value all of you, and especially if you come to have a chat. Have a chat. Thank you for all your views and for hanging out with us all the time as well. Thanks for everyone. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Don't forget to go and keep the discussion going with other content creators that are making content on this as well, especially the ones that you love. I'm really hoping, like I said, I'm really hoping Steven does a video. Love to hear his take on it and have a discussion about all that sort of stuff as well. Dan said, are we streaming anything else? We are. We're going over to do some City Skylines 2 on the hour. So in half an hour's time, I will be back doing City Skylines 2. That's it. I hope you found today informative. If you have, I hope you found it interesting as well. Like I said, take everything except for the stuff that we know that's factual. Take everything with a pinch of salt until we know more details. And as always, please leave a like as you head out the door today. Stay safe wherever you are. Stay glued to your screen for plenty more Transport Fever action. And I'll, for those that want to hang out more, I'll be back in half an hour's time. Okay. Thanks for hanging out. Love you guts. Get out of here. See you in 30 minutes.